Since being online for the past 5 years or so, I've heard many people say something along the lines of, I don't owe anyone anything. And while I think this was at first used by people pleasers to realize that they don't have to appease everyone and that they should stop over apologizing, I think that it's now become perverted. Now, when I hear someone say, I don't owe anyone anything, what they actually mean to say is that the social norms of kindness, decency, and niceties are irrelevant to them. They're just here to put the fries in the bag, nothing special. What they also mean to say is that they don't expect this behavior from other people. My goal with this video is to prove that this mindset is wrong. We do owe things to other people, and they owe things to us as well. You're not alone. We live in a society. The reason why decency is so important is because we aren't alone. Our decisions and outcomes affect other people. If someone who has a private island chooses to smoke a pack of cigarettes a day while on that island, then they're not really affecting anyone around them. However, if that same person chooses to smoke cigarettes in the waiting room of a pediatrician's office, that would be different because those children around them then face immediate harm. I'm arguing that part of what it means to be decent is to avoid harming other people. Other people might say that as a decent person, you should avoid harming yourself too, and maybe you should put those cigarettes in the trash. I'd argue that another requirement of decency is that we commit small acts of selflessness, like holding the door open for other people, moving out of the way so people getting off an elevator can, get off of it without running into us, and maybe even helping the person next to you in class. While I think most people would and should agree with me that we shouldn't be smoking around children, those that deem decency to be irrelevant would start to disagree with me here. Why should we be selfless in these small ways? The answer is that you'd like to be treated the same way too. Your hands are full and you need to walk through a doorway. You'd like it if the person in front of you held it open for you. You're getting off an elevator. You don't want to walk into the people waiting to get on. You're bad at writing theses and your first draft is due in 2 days. Wouldn't you want help from the student next to you? Unless you're some masochist or contrarian, I think it's safe to assume that these examples apply to you. Be selfless for selfish reasons. But Nathan, one might say, what if other people aren't decent to me back? While it certainly is true that we can't expect everyone else to be decent to us, I think we should still live by the golden rule. Do to others what you would have them do to you. This is because we must be the change that we want to see in the world. It is more effective to demonstrate behavior that we want to be normalized rather than to scold people for not acting the way we want them to. Imagine yourself at the Olive Garden with your friends and for some reason you want them to order a soda. The reason doesn't matter. Ignore that. But you want them to order a soda. You could tell them to order a soda, or you could order yourself a soda before they request a drink of their own. If you order yourself a soda instead of just telling your friend to order a soda, they're more likely to behave in your favor. This means that by being selfless, we're influencing other people to be selfless too. The more doors you hold open, the more you'll have the door be held open for you. Yes, this is selfish, but so is the golden rule. The rule doesn't state that we should act a certain way because other people deserve it. Instead, it states that we should act a certain way because we'd like it if other people acted that same way too. Conclusion. As Americans, most of us are very individualistic. We're encouraged to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps and to help ourselves before we help others. But in reality, we can't do everything that needs to be done alone. Just taking a few moments out of our day to help others or to think about how our choices might immediately affect those surrounding us is just the least we can do to be a decent person. This video on decency was inspired by some things I've observed on my college campus. The other day, I was in a cafe and someone was taking a Zoom call on their iPad without headphones. It was decently loud and annoying when I was trying to read. Another thing I've witnessed is students trying to enter a classroom just as other students are trying to exit it at the same time. Also, people act genuinely shocked when I hold the door open for them. This behavior should not be shocking in 2026. It should be normal. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video and that I've influenced you to act in a decent manner. I just feel like our generation is kind of not being decent in the way that it should be. So hopefully this video helps to fix this problem. If you want more videos without any time schedule, then feel free to subscribe and leave a comment on your thoughts.